Assalamu alaikum everyone. Dear students, I am your Khalid sir from Assertive High School. Hope you are keeping well by the grace of Allah. I am also fine by the grace of Allah. Dear students, as part of the online classes of our school, today I will take a class of class 8. Today our subject is English and the topic is transformation of sentences. Dear students, you know there are many more items in transformation of sentences. But today we will learn how to change the assertive sentences into exclamatory one and vice versa. Okay, dear students, I am not prolonging my speech. Now we will just move to the lesson. Assertive to exclamatory. In the very beginning of the class, we will learn some rules and techniques. Then we will practice some examples based on the rules and techniques. Okay. In the exam question paper, you may ask to convert the assertive sentences into exclamatory, or you may ask to change the exclamatory sentences to assertive one. Okay? If we find a very in assertive sentence, then we will use how to make it exclamatory. If we find a very in assertive sentence, then we will use what to change the sentence into exclamatory. If we find wish in assertive sentence, then we will use if to make the sentence into exclamatory. Very simple. Here we find three techniques or rules. If we find very in assertive sentence, then we will use how to change the sentences into exclamatory one. If we find a very in assertive sentence, then we will use what to change the sentences into exclamatory. If we find wish in assertive sentence, then we will just use if to make the sentences into exclamatory one. Okay, dear students, now I am giving some examples and then we will change the sentences into exclamatory one. The bird is very nice. This is an assertive sentence. The bird is very nice. Pakita খুবই সুন্দর. This is an assertive sentence. Now we should change it into exclamatory sentence. Okay, according to our rules, we find very here. This is an assertive sentence, and in this sentence we find very. So what is our rule? If we find very, we must use how to change the sentence into exclamatory one. Okay, at the very beginning we will write down how. Then we will take the word after very. How nice. Now we will use subject and verb. How nice the bird is. And at the end of the sentence we must use the sign of exclamation. The bird is very nice. This is an assertive sentence, and if we change the sentence into exclamatory one, then the answer will be how nice the bird is. In this way. Okay, I'm giving you another example. This is a very good idea. Dear students, just look at the board. This is also an assertive sentence. This is a very good idea, and in this sentence we find a very. This is an assertive sentence, and here we find a very. So what is the rule? Can you remember? If we find a very in any assertive sentence, then we must use water to make the sentence into exclamatory one. Okay, so the answer will be what are. For a very we use water. Then we will take the words after a very. What a good idea this is. At first we use water. For a very we use water, and then we take the words good idea, and at the last of the sentence subject and verb. What a good idea this is. Okay, dear students, I think you can get the point. Now I am giving you another example. I wish I were a child again. I wish I were a child again. Dear students, this is also an assertive sentence, and now we will transform this sentence assertive to exclamatory. Okay, according to our rule, we find here wish, and if we find wish in any assertive sentence, we should use if we wanted to change the sentences or sentence into exclamatory. Okay, for wish we will use if. If I were a child again, exclamation. Sorry. Dear students, I think these rules are very easy and fantastic. I hope you will practice at home by following my rules and directions. In this way, you can change the assertive sentences into exclamatory sentences. Okay, now I am giving you some vice versa examples. How beautiful the girl is. Dear students, this is an exclamatory sentence. How beautiful the girl is. This is an exclamatory sentence. Now we will change the sentence into assertive one. Dear students, I think you can remember that at the very beginning when I wrote down the rules or techniques of assertive to exclamatory or exclamatory to assertive, I think you can get the point. This is an exclamatory sentence, and if we find how, so what should we use for making the sentence assertive? We must use very. But one thing, dear students, you have to keep in your mind that when we make any assertive sentence into exclamatory one, then the subject and verb will go to the last of the sentence. But when we make any exclamatory sentences into assertive one, then the subject and verb will come at the very beginning of the sentence. Okay, fine. This is an exclamatory sentence, and in this sentence we find the subject girl and the verb is. So we will take the subject and verb at the very beginning of the sentence. The girl is. If we find how any exclamatory sentence, for how we will use very. I mean, very will replace the word how. The girl is very beautiful, and we must use full stop at the end of the sentence. Okay, dear students, I am giving you another example. What a nice building it is. Dear students, this is another exclamatory sentence, and we notice that here we found the water, and I told you earlier that if we want to change any exclamatory sentences into assertive one, we must take the subject and verb at the very beginning of the sentence. Here we find subjective and verb is. So we will take them at the very beginning of sentence. It is. For water we will use a very. It is a very nice building. And then full stop. In this way, we can change any exclamatory sentences into assertive one. Okay, dear students, I am giving you another example. If I were a bird, this is an exclamatory sentence. If I were a bird, I just back you. This is an exclamatory sentence, and we have already learned that if you find wish in assertive sentence, then we use if for exclamatory. And as we have found if in exclamatory sentence, so we should use wish to make this sentence into assertive. Okay, here our subject is I. So I wish For if, we have used wish. I wish I were a bird. And full stop. Dear students, I think this is very easy to you to change the assertive sentences into exclamatory one and vice versa. So I hope you will practice your best sitting at home and you will not waste your time. Okay, dear students, that's for all today. Thank you.